Sup, y'all? It's Brandon from Flesh and Blood Brothers. Heavy Hitters is upon us, and I'm kind of looking at one of the unsung heroes of the set in Olympia. I don't even need these. Uh, Olympia, came onto the scene. First time each of your attacks that wins a wager creates a gold token, and the gold token is pitched to draw a card and go again. So the idea is you pitch a blue, you have one floating, and you draw a card. So having multiple gold, you can kind of get some bigger churn out of your deck and have some floating resources to swing your weapons. So I call this wager danger. And so we're really going to take advantage of that wager to create gold tokens and really just have a lot of flexible options during our turn. So we got the Brave Forge Bracers, which you pay an extra resource to give a weapon attack +1 if a weapon is hit this turn. Rocking the Cintari Saber that attacks for 2 but buffs up if it's defended by an attack action card. And the Hot Streak, another 1 cost for 2. And if it's defended by an attack action, it gets go again. Rocking the Crown of Providence for the hand filtering and block. The Tunic for the resource for sword swings. And the Valiant Dynamo because we're going to be swinging with both weapons a lot. That's pretty much the point. So this is going to be worth a lot of block value throughout the game for most matchups. So I got 3 Agile Engagements. This is a new attack reaction from Heavy Hitters. It costs 1, but it gives a warrior attack +3. And if it's defended by an attack action card, you create an agility token. So again, we're going to be thriving off of agility tokens because we want our attacks to have go again. So that way we can swing with both weapons, if not more, if the Hot Streak gets go again. So we're going to want agility tokens, and Agile Engagement is a way to get that in the reaction phase. Blade Fury is a Majestic from Heavy Hitters. This is a reaction that's cost 0, gives a weapon attack +2, and the next weapon +2. So as long as you have an agility token or a way to give your first swing go again, this is 0 for 4 in the reaction step, and it blocks for 3. This is pretty much a new warrior must include, whether it's Olympia, Kasai, probably even Bolton. So we're rocking 3 red and 3 blue Blade Runners. So again, we're trying to give that first weapon swing go again. So at 1 cost, we'll give that weapon go again, and then we'll give the next weapon +3. So it's pretty much exactly what you need. Hello, I'm recording. I'll be right back. So 3 red for the +3 and go again, and the blue gives +1 and go again, and it blocks for 3. Double Down. This is a new Majestic from Heavy Hitters. Again, playing off that gold that we create a lot with Olympia, you can pay gold rather than pay the 2 cost. And the next attack that wagers gets +3 and overpower. And if you would create a token from that wager, you instead create that many +1. So stack that with like Money Where Your Mouth Is, for example. We're going to be creating 3 gold tokens off of a successful wager, and it gives the +3. Edge Ahead, all 9. All right, so this is a warrior action that gives the next warrior attack +3, and you can wager an agility and go again. So again, we need the agility to swing with both weapons, and whenever we win a wager, we create a gold token. So we're going to give ourselves +3, agility, and gold if we win the wager. So pair that with a Cintari Saber swing, that's 5, etc., etc. Lead with speed, all 9 colors. Why? Because it's going to give an attack +3, and we're going to create that agility token. It's done. So we know next turn that we're going to swing with both weapons, and that's what it's all about. So lead with speed, all 9, and then also all 9 Money Where Your Mouth Is, because that gives the next attack +3, and you can wager a gold token. So you'll wager a gold token from the Money Where Your Mouth Is, and you'll get another gold token from Olympia. And then you have Gold Despair to double down and draw cards and cycle those blues. Runner. It's a 2 for 6. It blocks 3, which is awesome. It's good against Dromai and Prism if they're running around. And then if it has go again, so if you started your turn with an agility token, you're going to attack with this, give it go again, and you're going to have an agility token for your next turn. So it just kind of keeps that momentum going, and it's a very solid 2 for 6 with go again most of the time. Taking on the chin, you're going to prevent damage at an instant, so you can react to this from an attack reaction for your opponent, arcane damage, anything, prevent 2 damage, and you're going to create an agility. And again, agility is kind of what we need every turn to swing both our weapons, Valiant Dynamo, armor back, so you're starting to get the idea by now. Take the upper hand, 0 for a +3 at the reaction step, and it has 3 defense, and you can only play it if you've wagered, so you're going to need an edge ahead, a money where your mouth is, up the ante, so any of those, it pairs quite well, so you have to wager for this to be activated. 3 cash in, we're going to store that gold to draw 2 cards, have big turns, lots of options, lots of reactions. Glint to Quicksilver, 0 for 3, or 0 block 3, blue, giving that weapon go again, so if we didn't have an agility token, we can swing, and then the reaction step, we can give it go again. And if they did have to defend with a card, we draw a card. So it's a win-win situation. And then up the ante, this is the Olympia specialization. So pretty much how this works is you're going to play this and pitch a blue and make X3. So at X3, you play this reaction pitching a blue. You're going to give that, the attack is going to wager an agility, a gold, and a vigor, and it gets +Y, where the number of times it's wagered. So it's going to give it +3 attack and wager all 3 tokens. Pair that with something like Double Down, and you're going to create 2 agility, 2 gold, 2 vigor, and another gold from Olympia. So it's really satisfying to play. We'll do gameplay later, but it's very satisfying to play, and it's a very cool specialization. So that's kind of why I built the deck. So looking at stats, that's 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 blues, and we have a good amount of yellows. So our cost curve, these cost 1 each. We have the tunic. So really you just need a blue when you have up the ante and you're good to go. Sideboard, commanding performance, cost 1, blocks for 3. Next warrior attack gets +3. If they defend with attack action cards, they have to destroy a card in their arsenal. So I'm going to sideboard that in, depending on matchups that depend on their arsenal and play a lot of attack actions. Wage agility I have because of the 6 power attack for illusionists. Not really much else. Agile windup, I have this at blue in the sideboard. As testing goes on, maybe I need more blues. Throw that in there, and then if you have extra cards in your hand, you get that agility, because obviously we're relying on the agility to swing with 2 swords per turn. And then I just kind of had 1 slot left in the deck, so I threw in a blue overpower, just because it's another blue. And again, kind of like without the ante, if you have another blue in your hand and it's like towards the end of the game, pitch it early, and maybe if you do the second cycle, if they're blocking with a card from their hand, it's a +4 reaction, so we can just kind of surprise someone out of nowhere with it. But yeah, it's in the sideboard. And then I also have the Great Axe. So this is a Cintari Sabers, or a Saber hot streak build, but it's got a lot of blues you can pack if you feel like rocking the Great Axe and testing it out. Mostly the Great Axe. I mean, yeah, it attacks for 4 and it gets buffed, so you'd probably take the Blade Furies and the Blade Runners and throw in the extra blues and the yellows and just kind of see what happens, but I just have it in there. Grains of Blood Spill. It's kind of like a tectonic plating of sorts, temper 2, and if you have an extra resource floating around, you can create vigors for next turn. Parry Blade, I think, would be a good substitute for the hot streak, just to get some extra 2 defense at the end of the game if you're playing another warrior. And then Prize Galea, that's going to give you a lot of gold. Temper 2. So, yeah, if you're feeding for gold, it's a pretty good option. And then I got the Van Brace against like Spectral Shields and stuff of that nature. So yeah, that's the deck. You know, it's thematic. It's cool. I don't know if it's top tier or anything, but if you're trying to get into Olympia and you're trying to swing weapons and get gold and use reactions to kind of push damage through in a sneaky way, this is a great place to start. I'm by no means an expert or anything, but it's pretty cool. And you got a lot of wagering going on between the edge of heads and the money where your mouth is, and then the up the ante, of course. So it's good. It's synergistic and pretty satisfying to play. We'll do some gameplay in another video, so check it out, and I'll see you in the next video.